Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lesson you are going to create our first final project, which will be this website. When your client asks you to make a website for them or an app for them, they will always give you the information what they want in each page. Depending on the information they give you, you have to write everything that you want to go into each page. In this course, we are going to only create the home page because if we create the whole website, it will take a lot of time. What I did, I put everything that I want to put in the home page on this document and write a short description what I want to go in each section. And then I'm going to go over the Adobe XD and you're going to create this website. We will start with the header, then the landing page, and then we are going to go over everything in the home page. In this example, I've already created the home page, the whole website you are going to follow, but if you don't have this, what I do, I make the skeleton of the website with the basic shapes. For example, this is the landing page. I created everything with the boxes and circles and triangles. For example, text will go here, picture will go here, and then the logos and the menu. So you will create the whole website with these basic shapes, and then you will go ahead and replace them with the photos, with the text and everything else. Now I will remove this version and you are going to use this one I've already created. We are going to follow this design. So the first thing we are going to do is to create an artboard. The artboard will be full HD web like this, and the first thing we are going to create a background with the rectangle. Okay, make sure it is covering the artboard. And then you are going to go to the color, give it a gradient color. We will move this point to this corner. And yeah, let's change the color. Actually, you're not going to get the color like this. You need to go to the linear gradient, click on this dot, and then get the color. Now we got the color for this one. For this one, we are going to get it over here. Oh, sorry. Let's go to the gradient again. I'm going to move the handles of the gradient. Let's move this to this corner and this one to this corner. I already did that, but I undo it. That's why I'm moving them to the corner again. We'll bring the opacity for this point, and we are not going to enable the background blur for now. Let's disable this for now. What I'm going to do is to bring the color ball that we have, this one. Okay, I'm actually going to copy it. Press on the Alt and move it over here. If you wonder how I created this, it's very easy. I used the pen tool to create these shapes, and then I put a circle over them and I made a mask. So they're only appearing inside the circle. And the color as well, I used the gradient colors. I'll make this bigger and move it over here. And then what you're going to do is to copy the background, click on it, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Make sure it is above the circle. And you're going to name this circle color ball. And then this background will be blur background. And this one will be background only. For the blur background, we are going to click on it and enable the background blur like this. And you're going to increase the opacity, but not now. Let's go to the background itself and you're going to change the color a bit. Obviously, we need a darker background. I will make a point over here and I'll bring the opacity up. Okay, let's increase the size of the ball. Oh, sorry. Move it over here. Then select both the blur background and the background itself and disable the border. We don't need any borders for the background. Okay, now select the blur background and increase the opacity for the background blur over here. And then we are going to go to the color gradient and we'll move this handle. Okay, sorry. Move this handle over here and this one all the way to here. We just need to make it a bit darker. Okay, and we are good like this. Now we are going to select the circle. Let's double click over here to be able to select it. Okay, double click on it, and I'm using the arrow keys to move it down, and we are going to rotate it a bit so we have some of the blue inside the background. Make it smaller, and we are good like this. The next thing I'm going to do is to click on the name of the artboard to make sure you select the artboard and enable the layout. And now we are going to add our header menu. I will use the text. This one will be the logo. We are going to write Wallet X. Actually, the W, we are going to make it smaller. I mean small W. And then move it over here. Obviously, we need to make it smaller, all of it together, like this. And then the X will be regular or light. We are using the Arabic font. We are going to make it regular and add a dot over here. Sorry, dot. And then we are going to create the menu. For that, I'm going to duplicate this one, move it over here, and then I'm going to write these texts that we have. We will have products, and of course we need to make it very small, and we will change the from symbol to light, or actually regular. Yeah, regular is good. We are going to change the color for white, and we will make it even smaller. And let's move it over here, and we are going to duplicate. I'm using Alt or Option and dragging like this. Use these smart guides to make sure they have the similar distance between them. But we are going to change or to fix that with the alignment tools. Okay, now we have 4 text for the menu. The next one or the second one will be use cases. Double click on it and write use cases. Then the third one will be, okay, development or developers. The last one will be pricing. Now I'm going to move this a bit over here and select all of them together. Press on the shift and select all of them. Use the alignment tools to make sure the distance between them is the same. So right now we have this. Let's click on the logo and change the color to white as well. The last thing we are going to create is this button. Before I do that, I'm going to select this menu items. Press on the shift and select all of them. And I will make them smaller. Maybe 28 or actually 29, and let's try light. Actually, let's use regular. Okay, we'll keep it like this, and the next thing we're going to create, as we said, is this button. We are going to use the rectangle tool for that. So come over here. We are going to make a rectangle just like this. We will move it up a bit, and then we will round the corners. And the next thing, you're going to write the text. Sign up. Just like this. And select this one. Disable the fill and enable the border. Make the borders white. Let's make this 2. And then move the text inside it. Make sure it's in the middle. I think the bottom is big. Before I scale it down, I'm going to select the background, and I'll right click and lock it so you don't accidentally select it. As you can see, you are still selecting the background because you only locked the blur one. Let's go to the layer panel. Over here, select it and lock it, and you're going to lock the color bar as well. So you have these 3 locked. Now we can easily select this button, group it together, and we can make it smaller like this. Okay, now make sure it's aligned with the menu. Let's see, compare it to the other one. I think we need to make it a bit smaller, just like this. Let's move it. Okay, perfect. Now the last thing we're going to do in this lesson is to create the other background, this one. It's very easy. We are going to use the rectangle tool. And we are going to create a rectangle from here to here. I'll use the alignment tool to make sure it's in the middle. Click on this one. Okay, now it's in the middle. Around the corners. And then you are going to go to the colors and give it a gradient color. Then we will move this point to this corner and this one to this corner. Then the color for both of them, you are going to make it dark. Select both of them, make it dark. And then for this one, we are going to bring down the opacity. 33 is good, and enable the background blur. We are going to increase the opacity. Something like this is good. Then the border, make it white, and you're going to make the size 0.5. Okay, we are good like this. Now let's disable the layout that we have. I will click on the name of the artboard, disable the layout so we can see what we have. Okay, I think I'm going to adjust the size of the background that we just created. I will make it wider a bit. Okay, and then with the alignment tool, I'll make sure it's in the middle. Then we will adjust the color for the border. I'll make it a bit gray, like this. And then the color for the fill, the gradient, we are going to play with the handles of the gradient. I'll move this down. Okay, I will go to the gradient again and change this black to a bit gray, like dark gray. And we are good like this. This is the end of this lesson. In the next lesson, we will continue creating the landing page. I will see you there. Bye bye.